Good morning, everyone, and welcome to our Rooster Booster Breakfast here in the beautiful month of March, and we're so glad to see each and every one of you today. We're going to ask that you please stand for our invocation this morning and our Pledge of Allegiance, and I am so excited to welcome up to the podium today from Wendell Foster's Action Club. Y'all give a warm welcome to Dana Hamilton.
Fantastic. Mark Crew from the WBKR, and I am very happy for him for playing my little Brian songs. Thanks for Chad Benefield.
Well, thank you. Thank you.
Please bow your heads with me. Dear Heavenly Father, thank you for this purpose and this wonderful day we have made. As we gather today, we pray for good health, safety, and we pray for Wendy as she shares about her great works in the community. Lord, we are grateful to be called your children. Thank you for blessing us with our great city and our great nation. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen. Now please join me in the pledge of the allegiance. Pledge of allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, and under God, invisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Dana Hamilton, everybody. Good job. Now, before we launch into our Mingle Minute this morning, we have a couple of extra special guests with us. We have Jacqueline Graves and her daughter Carson, who are here to give you some alternatives to the formal handshake.
Hi, are you ready? Oh, coming up. Fist bump. Easy, right?
Oh, don't scratch your nose, Carson. Oh, my gosh.
This has turned into what not to do.
Hold on, wait. Chamber party favor. Hold on.
Okay, so here's another option. It's a good one. See, how about a little swing?
Okay. Please, this table. Right here. This table.
And I think this is a good option, too. You're on your own.
So with all those in mind, it's time for the Mingle Minute. I mean, really, Carson, you stuck your finger up your nose.
No one
That's the spirit. I love that Carson just scraped her hand across her nose. I mean, first thing she does. Let me lodge my index finger up my nostril. Thank you, Carson. Great. All right, folks, thank you so much. Hopefully you made some nice germ-free new friends. So So our secret shaker this month is from Wendell Foster. Rick, seriously, where are you?
In chamber board.
Oh, right down front. And the chamber board, by the way. So who did you shake hands with? Or fist bump or chest bump? Corey Peak, where are you? Come on up. So we have an awesome gift basket for you. Very Owensboro inspired here with some Old Hickory barbecue sauce in there and some more goodies and some apple butter from Reed's Orchard. So congratulations.
Thank you so much. Yeah, absolutely.
Hey, and so Rick, this may be a surprise to you, but hey, Rick, one more person. We actually have an extra gift this morning. So who else did you fist bump this morning? I know, right?
All right, Dave Kirk.
Dave Kirk. Dave, we're going to hook you.
We didn't fist bump. We went.
Oh, you did go for it? Oh. Rodney, hopefully you caught that on video. It'd be great. If you could just play that in a loop. We're going to hook you up with the music of Elton John starring Michael Cavanaugh, March 7th at the River Park Center downtown Owensboro. Jessica Kirk, date night. We're going to welcome the folks who are tuned in via radio this morning on WOMI Owensboro. That is 99.1 FM and 1490 AM. And real quick, too, I mentioned that Dana Hamilton is with the Action Club at Wendell Foster. That's a service organization for adults with disabilities. Action Club's motto is where development has no disability. Club meets monthly where members discuss how they can help the community. Their past projects include supplying Easter baskets for the Patino shelter, visiting local nursing homes, and making over 100 scarves for the WBKR Christmas Wish program. So amazing work with Wendell Foster's Action Club. Oh, and ladies, I need you to look at your friend's ears because somebody's missing that. And that's rather large. Is that you, Linda? Is your head going like this? Like the side? Oh, we're back. Okay. There you go. By the way, Sally from Ark of Owensboro found that in the hallway over there, so yo, Sally, a 5. We are going to welcome our new chamber members, and we have a few this month, so very excited about this. We're going to start with the Alzheimer's Association. Their mission is to lead the way to end Alzheimer's and all other dementia by accelerating global research, driving risk reduction and early detection, maximizing quality care and support. The Greater Kentucky and Southern Indiana chapter of the Alzheimer's Association provides service and education to 125 counties across Greater Kentucky and Southern Indiana. Over 5 million Americans are living with the disease, and more than 90,000 of them reside in their service territory. So please welcome Walk Manager Kelly Sturgeon with the Alzheimer's Association. Bell, Orr, Ayers & Moore is one of Kentucky's most established law firms, having been formed in 1946. The firm remains committed to its tradition of providing the highest quality legal services to their clients. Firm's commitment to West Kentucky has been demonstrated through its wide breadth of practice areas, including corporate matters, litigation, estate and trust planning, and administration, education, commercial and residential real estate, and virtually all other areas of civil law. The firm's attorneys are also active with charitable, civic, and business organizations, which promote economic and cultural development in the region. Among the firm's members are 3 past chairmen of the Chambers of Commerce boards, including Bart Darrell, a past chair of the Greater Owensboro Chamber of Commerce, who currently serves the Greater Owensboro Chamber Board and is President Emeritus of Kentucky Wesleyan College. So, please welcome Bart Darrell and Tad Perdue with Bell, Orr, Ayers & Moore, PSC. The Blake Hayden Group is a full-service real estate brokerage serving the Greater Owensboro area. Together, they have closed over $165 million in sales and have over 30 years of combined experience in the real estate industry. They feel there is a need for a specialized real estate brokerage focused on client service, and they want to be your trusted advisors. You can find them at 1020 Halifax Drive, Suite 102, and online at theblakehaydengroup.com. So please welcome Blake Hayden, Carol Hayden, Missy Hayden, Joe Darty Hayden, and Sydney Wilson Hayden with the Blake Hayden Group. Can I just tell you, I love the name of this business. Carts Gone Wild. The carts went on spring break. They're owned by Tony and Dana Hallam and are excited to open their second location here in Owensboro. They already have a large customer base here in Owensboro from their Hobstadt, Indiana location. So by having a local base, they'll be able to better serve the Owensboro community. They offer new, reconditioned, and customized golf carts, along with parts, accessories, and certified technicians to service your golf cart. So please welcome Tony and Dana Hallam with Carts Gone Wild. Cooking 101. Jacqueline, this one's for you, clearly. It's centered around, she makes one recipe, Paula Deen's corn casserole. She's nailed that one. Anything else? Risky. Cooking 101 is centered around guided cooking classes for all ages. They have little and teen chef classes, adult nights for friends, couples, and even solo guests to enjoy an exciting culinary experience with a delicious meal. They also offer private events for those who want to choose their own menu with family, colleagues, or friends. You can visit their website, cooking101.info, to book or to find more information. And you can find them on Facebook, Instagram, or you can call or text 270-302-8337. Please welcome Ashley and Mike Webb with Cooking 101. Fuller Physical Therapy has been providing comprehensive physical therapy solutions for patients in rural communities across Western Kentucky since 2013. They specialize in pain management therapy utilizing the latest evidence-based research and techniques designed to control and/or eliminate pain. Dr. Chris Fuller, PT, DPT, and a staff of highly trained clinicians work one-on-one with patients for the entirety of their hour-long session to help them regain full control of their mobility as quickly as possible. If you are looking for a different kind of physical therapy experience in a positive, family-friendly atmosphere, schedule an appointment with them today. So please welcome Brian Belcher and Kelsey Duncan with Fuller Physical Therapy. At Owensboro Family Wellness, their mission is to educate and empower patients who want to optimize their health with alternative and conventional medicine. They recognize the challenges that patients face and the limitations the healthcare system has. They deliver a type of medical care that is unique, streamlined, and is centered on what is best for the patient. They will work with you to customize a plan that is tailored to you and your wellness goals for you to achieve your total health. Please welcome nurse practitioner and owner Danny Mills, nurse practitioner Jacqueline Easler, RN Cassie Hoffman, patient relations Danielle Easler, Dr. Jessica Mills, and manager Natalie Castile with Owensboro Family Wellness. Just as if on cue. Look, I summoned her. By the way, they have this, I took a tour recently. They have this device in their office. It literally looks like joysticks, like you would use for an Atari or something, but you hold them and the machine analyzes you and then tells you what's wrong with you. I'm afraid to do it. It looks like it may just go above and beyond its Call of Duty with the list. I'm like, look, I don't need this from you. But it's really cool. Sparrow Health is an integrated healthcare provider offering comprehensive outpatient physician services, behavioral health counseling, and recovery support services to people suffering from substance use disorder. Sparrow Health is committed to eliminating barriers to treatment and seeks strong partnerships in all communities served, as well as with key payers and contractors who have a shared goal of increasing access to treatment. Their goal is to provide life-saving care in a local and affordable environment. So please welcome Matthew Arnold and Amanda Cecil with Sparrow Health. Let's take Main Street America back. Thrive equips local small business owners with the tools they need to compete and win in the marketplace. Amazon and big box stores are constantly changing the landscape of every single town. Thrive provides the technology, marketing software, and integrated tools small business owners need to gain online presence, to grow their customer base, improve reviews, social media, and get on page one of Google. Around in one form or another for more than 125 years, from print to digital. And they always have one goal in mind, and that is helping small businesses. So please welcome Tara with Thrive. At this time, we're going to recognize our special guests with us today, our elected officials who are with us this morning for Rooster Booster. Just hold your applause to the end. When I say your name, if you'll please stand, and we'll give you all a big old round of applause when we get through the list. We have Mark Lohr with us from Congressman Brett Guthrie's office. Jason Hassard is here with Senator Rand Paul's office. Owensboro City Commissioner Pam Smith-Wright. Owensboro City Commissioner Larry Conder. Davis County Commissioner George Wathen. Sheriff Keith Kane. Jailer Art Maglinger. And from the Owensboro Public School Board, we have Dan Griffith and Jeremy Edge. If we missed you, our apologies, but a big round of applause for the folks who are with us this morning. Thank you so much. And now we're going to recognize our Ambassador of the Month, and I guess it's fitting that she was out working the check-in table this morning. So big round of applause from Independence Bank, Minga Troglin. You are going to Drake's with a $50 gift card. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Minga.
Minga's the best, everybody. Give her another round of applause there. So excited to introduce our breakfast sponsor this morning, Wendell Foster Center. We're so glad to have you all with us today. And our breakfast sponsor speaker, the Wendell Foster Board Chair. Please welcome Dr. Terry Ward.
Good morning, Chamber members. We are so glad to be with you today and so glad that you are with us. As Chad said, my name is Terry Ward and I am the current chair of Wendell Foster. And I would like to start this morning by once again thanking Dana Hamilton for a job well done on leading us in the prayer and the Pledge of Allegiance. If you don't know Dana, she is an outstanding and an amazing individual. Work is not only with Wendell Foster's Action Club, but she has been the president in 2019. And some of you may have ran into Dana at her place of employment. She works at Fazoli's Restaurant and has worked there for 20 years, so I know she's passed me a few breadsticks a time or two. She has also been a competitive swimmer with Special Olympics for many years and won several medals at the World Games in Ireland in 2003. So she is quite a busy young lady, and she lives her life to the fullest. So I just wanted to say thank you, Dana, for all that you do. We are so excited to be the sponsor for this month's Rooster Booster Breakfast. This is a way for us to give back to the community, a community that has truly supported us for the last 73 years. It is through everyone's generous support that we are able to empower children and adults with intellectual and developmental disabilities to achieve their dreams and reach their full potential. It also allows us to allow those individuals to be included in society, and that is something that we feel very important about at Wendell Foster. So from the bottom of my heart, I want to say thank you for helping us make those dreams possible. I especially want to thank Impact 100 for their support. Wendell Foster has been a past recipient of the Impact 100 grant, and this has benefited us greatly because it allowed us to buy 2 vans with which we use to transport our people that we serve. I can tell you firsthand that Impact 100 is making a difference in our community, as many organizations have benefited from their generosity. Impact 100 is touching lives and helping people. For this, I want to say thank you, and please keep up the good work. At this time, I would like to recognize our staff from Wendell Foster that is with us today. This is a very dedicated group of people that keeps our day-to-day operations running smoothly. They give of themselves selflessly for the betterment of Wendell Foster. So would the staff please stand, and let's give them a round of applause. And also at this time, I need to recognize the board members that are with us this morning. This group of individuals gives their time, their talent, and their treasures to make Wendell Foster a better organization. This is also the group that makes my job as board chair much easier. So if the board would please stand and be recognized. Thank you guys for all your support. We have a lot of things going on at Wendell Foster right now, we have the Wendell Foster Half Marathon coming up a week from this Saturday. It's on March the 14th at 7:30 a.m. and it starts and finishes down at the riverfront by Smothers Park. I hope that everyone that signed up to run in the race has been trying hard, but if you haven't signed up to run in the race, you can still be a participant. We need people to come out and be at the race along the course and cheer on the runners as they go by. It may help some of them even finish the race. This race not only promotes Wendell Foster, but it also promotes Owensboro and Davis County as well. At the last tally I got from John, we have over 800 runners signed up, and we have 14 states represented and 2 countries, the countries being the United States and Canada. So this truly is an international event. So these runners are going to be coming into town in the next few days, probably later on next week. So you may run into them at various places. So let's give them a big old Owensboro welcome, and let's tell them what Owensboro has to offer, because this race truly benefits us all. You know, I want to thank John Gleason for all that he does for this race, but the whole staff pitches in. It's amazing to watch them work together to make this event run so smoothly. And you might have heard, we have also been conducting a CEO search at Wendell Foster. The board has appointed a search committee, and we have been working diligently to find a CEO. We hope to have an announcement on this in the coming months. But in the meanwhile, we have appointed an interim CEO, Mr. Ben Borman. Ben has graciously stepped up to take on this position, and we are so thankful that he has done so. So Ben, if you would stand up so everybody can get a good look at you and see. I know everybody thought he was my bodyguard sitting over there, but I'm not that famous. We have also just completed and implemented a 3-year strategic plan, and we are very excited about this. This plan will be a roadmap to the future and will help guide us. It will tell us where we're going and how we are going to get there. And lastly, has everyone noticed the changes that are taking place at Wendell Foster on the corner of 9th Street and Triplet Street? This is our new outpatient facility. This new facility will allow us to treat more people of all abilities. We have made a video that will help you learn a little bit more about our outpatient expansion project.
What's up, folks? My name is Mikey. I've been coming to Wendell Foster since I was 3 years old. I'm now 10 years old, and I go to the Ford Elementary School. I pretty much run this place. I'm doing this video for several reasons. One, to help build my fame / my dream and help to become a YouTube star. 2, help tell the world about Wendell Foster, about the great works. 3, most importantly, I was promised Popeye's chicken. Anyway, back to business. I want to show you around the new outpatient therapy expansion and interview some of the people that are making it happen.
Currently, Wendell Foster's outpatient therapy treats over 600 children and adults each year, and we're quickly running out of room.
The new outpatient building will allow us additional space to serve more and more people. When we do that, the whole community benefits. In total, our speech, occupational, and physical therapy departments consist of over 30 therapists. We have the skill set and resources to help a wide range of people.
We help people prepare for jobs, recover from injuries, and help people communicate better. At Wendell Foster, we help people of all abilities, not just people with disabilities.
The new building will consist of over 16,000 square feet, so we can help people achieve their dreams and potential. Many Wendell Foster clients receive therapy several times each week, and they deserve a quality experience as well, even in the waiting room.
Wendell Foster is on the move by enhancing and expanding quality of services and making an impact in the community. Your donation makes a difference, a big difference. Check out the donation page on our website. We're counting on you to help us help people just like Mikey.
All right, so that was Mikey Lindsay. He is the star of the show, and Mikey has a dream of becoming a famous YouTube star. So, keeping with our person-centered philosophy at Wendell Foster, we decided to make that dream come true. So, Mikey, if you would stand up and let me introduce you to the chamber members. Chamber members, this is Mikey. You may want to get his autograph before you leave because I'm sure he is a star in the making. So I just want to finish up by saying I want to thank everyone for their support, and we appreciate what you do for Wendell Foster. Thank you.
Hey, so Mikey, so you're going to come to my radio show, okay? And we're going to talk about your YouTube. You go with that? Now, I have to warn you, Angel's a little, okay? So you've been warned, but you're welcome to come to the show, okay? All right, buddy. It is time for our chamber update. And with that, of course, our president and CEO, Candace Brake.
Good morning, everyone. Just a few items to go over before we hear from our great speaker, Wendy. We have a lot going on this month, and as you all know, the General Assembly is in full swing at this point. I want to call your attention to your community priority cards at your table. Please feel free to take this home with you and take it back to the office. We want to remind you all that this is what the community comes together on every year to discuss common community priorities. The fiscal court, the city, EDC, and the chamber boards all come together through a process of public forums and votes to nail these down as our community priorities. And I want to call your attention to a couple of those particularly. First of all is the widening of Highway 54. We need you to make sure when you're discussing issues and things that are of particular importance to our community that you make sure the legislators know that this is very important to our future and where we're headed. They need to hear from you. At the end of this month, for our second Rooster Booster in March, we will have Secretary of Transportation, Mayor Jim Gray, and Mayor Gray will be here to speak to us about transportation projects. We need a big crowd. We need to talk about how important these projects are to the economic development in our community and the quality of life. So just want to call your attention to that one, as well as home rule. There are going to be some discussions on different flexibilities in local government taxing as we move forward. And this is really important to people that are in cities of the same size as Owensboro. Right now, the General Assembly and state law says that if you live in a city our size, we can only tax ourselves through occupational, net profits, and property tax. We are going to the General Assembly to say, please allow us to tax ourselves as we see fit. Our local government officials know what's best for our community. They hear from us. They see us in the grocery store. They're part of our community, and we want them to be able to have more flexibility. If you live in Beaver Dam or E-Town, you can do many different ways to tax, but in Owensboro, we only have very limited numbers. So that's what home rule is all about. We want to make sure you understand that, and your legislators need to hear from us in the community at how important that is to the growth of Owensboro. Ribbon cuttings this month, we have Carts Gone Wild, Nico's Bakery and Cafe, Spiro Health, and Red Door Boutique, and Cryo Body Creation. Check your weekly emails for those, and if you're not getting your weekly emails, let us know. The informational lunch for our new workers' comp program. You know that we've introduced a couple of health insurance programs over the past year. Now we have a work comp program for our members. We invite all the agents that are chamber members to come so you can give this to your clients. It's going to be a very reduced program, and we hear it's great coverage from a lot of people from around the country that are using it. Please call us or come on St. Patrick's Day, March the 17th at 11:30 a.m. For our lunch. The state chamber will be there to talk about the program and how you can access that. Lifestyle health plans is another, and if you're doing enrollment right now, contact Jacqueline and she'll give you a list of chamber agents that can offer that to you. Our legislative update along the line of the community priorities. On March the 21st at 8 a.m., we will have a legislative update with our entire delegation. They'll all be there to talk about issues that's been going on. The House budget's dropping this week. There's a lot of activity going on right now, so it's going to be a busy time, and that'll be in a couple of weeks. Chamber Young Professionals, they have the lunch meeting, the March CYP lunch meeting, featuring special speaker, Mr. Kirk Kirkpatrick. And then the St. Patrick's Day Social will be Tuesday, March 17th at Bar Louie. Guys and Ties March session will be Tuesday, March 24th at Burns Middle School. And Wendy, that's where we have professionals from our Chamber Young Professionals that will go and meet with the elementary and middle school students to show them business etiquette, how to tie ties, just social etiquette in business situations. It's been a really good program, and it's a great way to reach out to the community. And our featured speaker, as I said, for March 26th is Jim Gray. We need a great crowd, just like today. I hope to see you back here to talk about transportation projects and just show how important those are and how we are paying attention to what's going on in Frankfort. The census, we are going to kick this off at our next Rooster Booster, but we want you to be thinking about this. We're going to be seeing some things in the mail. The census count is very important, and we're going to need each employer to tell their employees to encourage people to please fill this out. This results in lots of savings to our community in federal access for grants and things of this sort. It's about $2,000 per person that we lose if we don't do the inaccurate count. So please watch your mail and alert your staff and your leadership teams for this as well. Chamber Matters are at your desk. Chamber Matters are at your desk, students. Please look through that because we particularly have your renewals in there. And those are where we talk about the people in the past month who have actually renewed their membership. So we remind you every month, those are the people that are investing in the chamber. They're investing in things like the community priorities, in the bigger picture of who we are. And we ask that you do business with those people. And I do want to give Ben Borman and Dr. Ward both a shout out because as individuals, they're both also chamber members with Ward Family Dentistry and Gadzooks. So thank you guys so much for everything you do for our community. Our Membership Appreciation Week is going to be coming soon. You'll be getting your packets in the mail with your new member decal, so be on the lookout for that. You'll be getting visits from staff, board members, and ambassadors too. So please put that decal on your door so people will know that you're a chamber member. And speaking of appreciation, John Conti, thank you all so much for being here. We appreciate you more than we can say. Thank you all so much, and we will see you on March the 26th.
So my goodness, we have a very special featured speaker lined up this morning. In fact, I was having conversations before Rooster Booster this morning with a couple of women involved in our local Impact 100, and they were singing your praises. So I know you all are going to be in for a special treat this morning to introduce our featured speaker for you, our board chair, Jack Wells.
Good morning. Great day to be in Owensboro. It's my pleasure to introduce Wendy Steele, who is the founder and CEO of Impact 100 and also the creator of the concept of Impact 100. She believes there are two kinds of people in the world, those who see needs and realize they can be part of the solution, and those who still need to be invited to the party. She's won the 2014 Jefferson Award for Public Service, and she's been featured in several books over the years. So her favorite aspect of Impact 100 is visiting all the chambers, all the chapters of Impact 100, just like ours, and sharing in their triumphs. She gets encouraged seeing how people all over the world are owning the model and witnessing all the ways in which it's changing so many lives. And it certainly has changed a lot of organizations and lives here in Owensboro. So we thank you for your work and your concept. Wendy currently splits her time between Florida and Michigan, where she and her husband and their 5 children all serve as active volunteers. So it's my pleasure this morning to give a nice round of applause to Wendy Steele.
Oh my gosh, y'all. It is such an honor to be here at the Rooster Booster. Now, I'm not going to lie. I heard that I was going to be able to speak here, I don't know, several months ago. And I've tried to work it into the conversation everywhere I go because it's just so fun to say Rooster Booster. And I know, I understand you all are getting ready to celebrate 60 years of Rooster Booster. And I think part of the reason is it's so fun to say. Why would you ever stop? Y'all show up, you're in the grocery, you going to the Rooster Booster? Well, heck yeah, I'm going to the Rooster Booster. I asked some of you why you're here, and I was because it's the Rooster Booster, and I hear it's because of the food, it's because of the chamber, it's because of the Emcee. I'm like, there are a lot of reasons to want to come to the Rooster Booster. There are a lot of reasons to want to live and work in Owensboro. I am so happy to be here. I'm only disappointed that it took your local Impact 100 group 15 years to invite me. I don't know if they were afraid I was going to blow their momentum. But I did volunteer to come back as often as possible. And the more I see and the more people I meet and the more organizations I learn about, the more the uniqueness, the specialness of this community shines through so brightly. You know, if you think back to that time when you might have bought your first home, or you might have bought the current home that you're in, or you might have rented your first place. And when you're doing that, you notice every architectural feature. You notice the little built-in bookshelves in the dining room, and you notice how the kitchen window lets the light in just so, and how the living room walls look beautiful when there's a fire in the fireplace. But when you've lived there for a while, you don't notice those things as much. And sometimes what reminds us about the special, unique place that we call home and that we've cultivated with such intention is when you invite guests in. And I'm really honored to be one of those guests who might remind you that this community is remarkable. Honestly, this building, the art when you walk in. I walked in with Marianne Smith-Edge, who's been my very gracious hostess throughout my visit, and we're talking. I had to stop. I was surprised to see you just walk on by. The art, the soaring ceilings, the windows, the view. It is amazing. And so I hope that when you come together every month for the Rooster Booster, it sounded like it was maybe more often than every month, but I would show up every week if y'all had a Rooster Booster. That you do take a little bit of time and just bask in what you're building here and what you have done. I am here, however, to celebrate Impact 100 Owensboro's 15th anniversary. And over those 15 years, they have thoughtfully invested more than $3 million right here locally. It won't surprise you that they were early adopters. I'm going to tell you a little bit about how the impact model works in case it's unfamiliar to you. But know that Owensboro was the 7th community to raise their hand and say, we want to bring Impact 100 here. We want to see what it feels like to empower women to transform their communities through these significant grants. So I'm going to take you back to sort of how it all began. I did not grow up in the nonprofit world. I grew up in a family that understood our responsibility was to leave the world a little bit better than we found it. With a foundation like that, giving back was just part of my daily life. It was part of my budget of time and financial resources. It was what I did. I didn't question it. I didn't think about it. When I relocated to Cincinnati, Ohio from the East Coast, I immediately got involved in the community and saw a gap. Women's roles have been evolving for generations in this country, Yet women's philanthropy really hadn't changed much. By profession, I am a banker, and although I haven't been in the banking business for a while, once a banker, always a banker. I usually introduce myself as a recovering banker because it doesn't really go away. So one summer when I was on vacation, I was reflecting on all the legitimate reasons women had told me they couldn't get involved in their community. And it was heartbreaking because what I know to be true is that when we give back to the community, when we find a way to give and serve, yes, the community gets better, but our lives get better. And I knew that the community needed the hearts, the minds, and the checkbooks of those women. I knew the women needed to find a way to serve their community that fit in to their lifestyle and their priorities. I also had the good fortune of working with a lot of nonprofits, serving on boards, helping out with campaigns and events across the spectrum. And what I heard from those executive directors and development directors is that while they were out raising money and writing grants and holding events, and when the money came in, it was remarkable. But it was a little bit like manna from heaven. It feeds you for today, but tomorrow you've got to be out writing those grant requests again. As I sat on summer vacation with my children in northern Michigan, I got out a spiral notebook and I started to write down all the reasons women couldn't participate with a bold headline across the top. Nonprofits need significant transformational grants. So the model is super simple. Gather at least 100 women who all donate $1,000. $1,000 is a lot of money. It is a stop and think gift. Regardless of how wealthy you are, if I asked you to give me $1,000, you'd think about it. You'd remember. And that's important. We want to be heart and mind connected to that $1,000 because when you are equally connected to every grant that gets made in Owensboro and every grant that gets made in any impact organization around the globe. We cut off our membership on a certain date, and there's good news for all of you because in Owensboro, that date is March 30th, so there is still time. Unlike most nonprofits, we have a date that we cut off, and the reason we do is because 100% of those member dollars, they get pooled together and they get given away immediately right here in your community across 5 broad focus areas: education, environment, health and wellness, arts and culture, and family. The idea being that there wouldn't be a nonprofit in this community whose mission wouldn't qualify. Members then get to choose their level of involvement. If they want to, we'll teach them how to read and assess a grant application, how to make a site visit. They can volunteer to serve on one of those focus area committees or serve on a number of other administrative things like marketing and communications and treasury and all the rest. You select your own involvement, and it can change from year to year. This year, you might have a lot of time to give, but next year you might not. You are one woman, one donation, one vote. The idea was simple, so simple, I couldn't believe that it didn't already exist. Because remember, I was a banker, not a nonprofit expert. The summer of 2001 is when I had that idea. In November, I convened the women I had identified as my founding board. 15 women who were smarter than I was, who were better connected, who brought to the table skills that I didn't have, and said, is it time we do this for Cincinnati? You see, I thought it was just something unique to that community. Turns out I was a little wrong on that one. They said yes. By March, we had our 501c3. By May, 123 women had written a check. We went through our process of grant review, which for those of you who have gone through it know that it's rigorous, but you don't give away a $100,000 grant without your due diligence. We're responsible of stewarding every member's dollars, and we take that commitment seriously. Our members voted, and the very first Impact 100 grant went to an organization called the McMicken Dental Clinic in Over the Rhine, which is a challenging area of Cincinnati. You have organizations like that have been funded here. But I'm going to tell you about this grant. This grant was for $123,000. This is a dental clinic that serves the homeless and uninsured. They had 1 staff dentist and 5 dental exam stations. Their request was to update those 5 dental exam stations, which we funded. When a local family foundation found out that we had given them this grant, it was enough for them to come along behind us and say, wait a minute, you're going to transform this dental office with this new dental equipment, but what about the rest of the office? So they funded new carpeting, new paint, new office furniture. Shortly after we had voted to extend the grant, we were all invited to the McMicken Dental Clinic to see the transformation. And they had posters on easels all around that showed what the office looked like before and what it looked like today. They had pictures of their patients before treatment and after, along with stories that this young man and that young woman who couldn't get a job, who couldn't support their family because no one would hire you, even in an entry-level position, with black teeth or missing teeth. When you don't smile, you don't deliver your best self to the work that you're doing. Dr. Judy Allen was the sole dentist who worked at the McMicken Clinic, and she gave me a tour along with the rest of the Impact 100 team. And at one point, she pulled me aside and brought me into her office. And she said, Wendy, I want you to look at what's happened. And I said, it's remarkable. The transformation is beautiful, and you're serving so many more patients. She said, we are serving so many. She said, look at that wall. And I looked, and there was a calendar, and I said, that's amazing. You're seeing so many more patients. I'm so happy that we could be a very small part of that. She said, no, Wendy, you don't understand. For years, I went out to the dental community, and I told them about our work, and I told them that we needed volunteers. And those dentists, they smiled, they nodded, and they said they would come. They didn't come. I never understood it. She said that calendar over there is filled with dentists who don't just come once, but they commit to coming back frequently. Because it turns out the equipment that Dr. Judy was using in that clinic was donated by a very generous dentist when he updated his own practice. And that equipment was about 20 years old. The useful life of dental equipment is about 20 years. The dentist couldn't rely on the equipment. It would malfunction. It would give you unexpected results. None of us want to be getting our teeth drilled with a drill that might not work or something that might spark. Well, those dentists didn't want to risk their practice. When we talk about Impact 100, we talk about creating transformation in communities that is sustainable. And that story talks about how one grant, $1,000, can make such a difference. You all are business people. And I would argue, aside from the fun way to say Rooster Booster, that your chamber and your businesses and your nonprofits here are world class. Impact 100 exists to support those nonprofits. We exist because of the heavy lifting that our nonprofit partners are doing out in the community. I've been lucky enough to experience some of the best of what Owensboro has, but I understand I've only seen the tip of the iceberg. I'm sure I could stand here for the next, hour, 2 hours, how many days, reciting all the remarkable businesses that are here. but I want to point out a few that I've seen. I have the very high honor of spending last night, and I'm only here for one night, which I think we got to do it better next time. I'm at the Hampton Inn next door. Now, I don't know about you. I travel an awful lot, and I've stayed at Hampton Inns, and they're amazing. No, let me just back that back. They're not amazing. They're good. They're great. They're reliable. They're beautiful. They're clean. You get good food. You get nice service. They're good. And compared to a lot of the places I stay, they're great. This is not like a real Hampton Inn. I don't know if Malcolm and Sally Bryant are here, but if they are, I not only want to shake their hand, I want to hug their neck. I got into my room yesterday, bearing in mind I traveled from Florida. My alarm went off at 3 o'clock in the morning your time, and the only thing keeping me from an amazing lunch in the lobby of the Hampton was all I had to do is put my suitcase in my room, hang up a couple of things so I wasn't a wrinkled mess this morning, and then hightail it downstairs for a lovely lunch. I walked into that room, I got out my cell phone, and I had to send a video to my family because they wouldn't believe it. Floor-to-ceiling windows. I could host a party in there, 2 bedrooms or bathrooms, 1 bedroom, a wet bar with coffee and a refrigerator and a microwave, a whole desk set up, 2 gigantic TVs, one of which is at the foot of my bed, and with a touch of a button, it goes up and down. Okay, now if you live here, you don't stay at the Hampton Inn. It is remarkable. But I haven't even told you the best part. I almost didn't show up here this morning because there is a bathtub next door the size of a swimming pool. Dana, you should go do laps there sometime. It bubbles, flat out. I was afraid when I shook your hands I would be a wrinkled prune. You'd think, man, she hasn't aged well. It is remarkable. Last night at the event, and these Impact 100 women, they know how to throw a party. There was a caterer named Jeannie Heath with Moonlight Barbecue and Catering. Well, I didn't get any of her barbecue, but I want to tell you, she packed up a to-go box for a bunch of people, and I was lucky enough to be one of them. I believe she intended that to-go box to feed a family of 4. When I got home last night, to my home away from home that I'd like to live in forever because the closet in my room is bigger than the one at home, I sat down with that box for a family of 4. I got to tell you, I don't even know what half of it was. It was so good. It was so good. You have a great caterer. You have a great hotel. You have great nonprofits. Wendell Foster being just one. And understand, when I first heard about Wendell Foster, I assumed that it was named after the family or the person who donated all the money that opened the nonprofit. No, it's named after a patient. When you have nonprofits who focus in that direction, it changes everything. Now, you also have a celebrity in your midst, and you likely know that. Last night, I announced that I thought the entire room had the same celebrity crush I had, and that was for Jonathan Carroll, who wrote the most amazing story about Impact 100. If you haven't read it, please do. But he is a gift to your community. I could go on and on and on, but I'm not allowed to. So here's what I'll do instead. You all are business people who are changing the world every day. Impact 100 is doing the same in a little different way. This year, the hope is to get to 300 members. You know, Owensboro was the 7th chapter to open. They have been strong. They're only the 2nd chapter to have a next-gen program for young women in your community. And I had the good fortune to meet many of them last night. As business people, we need you. Think about those women in your firm who might not be able to afford an Impact 100 membership. $1,000 is a stop and think gift, but for some women, it may be too much. Perhaps you want to sponsor those women. When we talk about an ROI, when you invest in the community, it comes back tenfold. When, as a business leader, you invest in your young or not so young, hardworking, promising employees, you get that back tenfold. The skills that they're able to try out and learn in a volunteer environment pays dividends back to your organization. You might have a product or service that you could donate in kind. You might simply have a platform or a microphone to spread the word, because Impact 100 in Owensboro is a little bit of a well-kept secret, kind of like the Hampton Inn, this place, the view of the river. And it's high time we shine the light on the important work that's happening. You are so fortunate to have this Impact 100 chapter led by an amazing group of go-getters who don't take no for an answer, who work tirelessly, and who welcome everybody. So as you look around this room, as you go back to your offices and you go back to your neighborhoods, think about the people in your life who might not yet be involved. And I really hope that you'll invite them to the party, because the party here is just getting started. And I know that in the next 15 years, we're going to see even more transformational change, thanks to each one of you. So I cannot thank you enough for allowing me to come and visit. I hope I get invited back. I've threatened to come back even if I'm not invited, but I promise I'm not that girl. So I thank you from the bottom of my heart. I wish you continued success, and I will be cheering for you from wherever I go.
Wendy, you have a couple of hours before checkout time, so.
They have me booked.
Okay, nice. Thank you all so much for being with us. Before we let you go, a quick programming note. Because of a little something called spring break, our next Rooster Booster is just 3 weeks away on March 26th. Cannot wait to see you then. So in the spirit of Impact 100, go out and impact the community. Have a fantastic month, and we'll see you in a couple weeks.